Well, I'm at the market. Kristine's with the dogs in the parking lot, taking care of them, and I'm going shopping for our first night along the conservation area campground road tour to Southwestern Ontario. This is the market in London, and I have Amy here.
Hi, everybody.
And everything here is like homemade.
Yes, there's a lot of in-house homemade cheeses, pastas, dips, everything you see here. All small business owners, operators, so it's a great place to be.
This is all local?
All local, yep. So you see here, so this is all local produce here from Covert Produce. And then
It's a large market, Amy.
it's large. There is so much here. So this here is Arthur. He's brand new to the market. It's a Portuguese style.
So everything is fresh. It's just almost like from the farmer to the table, kind of it. But everything is fresh. As you see, we're cooking strips.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome. What do we got here?
Honeycut Mustard started in London as a little shop in a lady's basement because her son didn't like French's mustard. So she started this. It's now worldwide. This is a customer of ours actually that started doing his own hot sauces. He rented space at a Grace's restaurant over on Dundas Street. He's now moved down to where True used to be.
I can attest, these are the best hot sauces too.
All right, so I'm gonna get some meat for camping. I'm gonna ask this gentleman, he seems to be an expert.
We have 3 kinds of bacon. Female bacon, which we make ourselves, regular side bacon, and then double smoked side bacon. And the double smoked is from a family company in Chatham. So it's really, really good. It's cut a little bit thicker, so if you're gonna pan fry it over fire, it tends to last a little better.
Okay, I'll take some of that.
Okay. For 2 people?
Yeah, for 2.
We have a family company that does pepperettes called Black Sombrero. They're, again, a local family company that do their own pepperettes. Those are the packages up at the front. They're made on a chorizo based. They're a little bit spicier, but not knock your socks off. But they're very good pepperettes.
Okay, I'll take some of those. And a mustard.
This stuff is amazing.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely. Happy camping.
Well, we're on the road again. We just went back to rest up and get cleaned up, and now we're going again. Road tour part 2. This part of Southwestern Ontario, instead of Lake Erie, we're going kind of inland, going towards Lake Huron, central part of Southwestern Ontario. But we're also camping in all conservation areas, not provincial parks. So that's kind of cool. And we're actually, not tonight, we only do 1 night in Fanshawe, but we're doing 2 nights at all the others, because we're learning that maybe we shouldn't be moving on every single day.
I have never camped at a conservation area before.
You haven't done a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I have done.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So we went to London to get some stuff from the farmers market. I don't know if you've ever been to that market downtown. It's just incredible. All local, which is the whole principle behind this trip, and to help the local businesses. And I got some stuff for breakfast and for dinner there at the deli. And we also stopped to have a bit of a beverage. What do you think?
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
It's a Radler. Let's read the name of it again.
Berry Mangalo. So.
Berry Mangalo.
Yeah.
Radler. It's just what I needed today.
So who are you? Where are we? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm Dave Reed, and we're at Forked River Brewing Company in London, Ontario. So we were the first operating craft brewery in the city when we opened for about 15 years. And since then, we've seen, the explosion of craft beer everywhere. And London, I think we have about 9 different from breweries to cafes to small brew pubs, and it's great.
So you were the first to open up a brewery in a big beer town like Labatt's. Mm-hmm. So how'd that go?
Yeah, like I said, we've had people say, you're crazy to open up a craft brewery, and this is Labatt. London is a Labatt town kind of thing, and we're like, it's you see taste changing. We saw, up in Ottawa, a big craft beer scene growing up there, Toronto craft beer scene, and why not London? I mean, like I said, it's been 15 years since anybody was operating here, so we just did it. So headstrong, and 3 of us, we all love beer and making beer, and I mean, sharing beer is such a social experience kind of thing that we just basically did it. And sure enough, we opened the doors, and we're in an industrial park in East London. There's a lineup of people waiting to come in and try craft beer or something different. Or they say London is a very small, big town too, that London supports London kind of thing, and I think Londoners really get behind somebody from London. And we all are Western grads from the city here, families in the city. I grew up just outside the city, went to school here, so that we have strong ties to London, and like I said, London supports London. There was a quote from one of the top guys up at Mill Street at the time, and he was saying, he's like, London's a tough town to crack, but they want somebody from London.
All right, so what's your #1 best-selling beer?
Probably our Capital Blonde Ale. We have a few core products that are available year-round. It's a product we've had since day one. We kind of joke it's a gateway craft beer, but it's a really approachable blonde ale that it's great for people who may not be, drinking as much craft beer, maybe drinking macro stuff or whatever, but they can try that and realize there's great products available for everybody. So through to, we do IPA, big hoppy IPAs, some juicy IPAs, to mixed berry radlers. We do a lot of barrel aging products as well. So we age beer for 1 to 2 years on mostly VQA red and white wine barrels, and sour beers and stuff like that. So kind of the whole gamut. But
and you make soap.
We have made soap. We do make soap, yeah. So
You sell soap?
we have soap, yeah, made with beer. So
Really?
Yeah. Not every beer is for everyone kind of thing. We've made some milkshake IPAs and stuff, which are kind of trendy. People like them. I'm not as much of a fan of like the sweeter beers kind of thing, and they have lactose in them, so they're a bit more sweeter. I'll have one from time to time kind of thing, but I think your beer choices evolve with the weather, what you're doing, what you're eating, the mood you're in, the company you're with kind of thing. So again, we have a pretty wide gamut of beers that from sometimes you just want a super clean, lighter American lager, Canadian lager kind of thing, and sometimes you want maybe a fruited sour or a big hoppy IPA. So it just depends on the time. So I think we tend to brew the beers we like, and hopefully, and obviously what sells. But so that kind of steers us to the beers we're making are the beers that we enjoy, and we hope our customers enjoy as well. So.
Yeah, I found when we're going along Lake Erie, the breweries, they're all very small, a small community. Like basically they all knew each other.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And is that all throughout Southern?
I think through a certain degree through Ontario, you'll see there's certainly a camaraderie that we're kind of all in this together, and there's the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. And we help the breweries in London. Obviously, we're here we kind of help each other out, and somebody's short some grain this batch or needs some yeast or something else, that we're all we are to a certain degree competing, but at the same time we're all we know our customer base can be a bit ADD, that I'm going to try this beer and I want to go to this brewery and that sounds really cool. So definitely people they're trying and exploring, and I think for a lot of people this is kind of new territory. So
And you're a camper.
I do like to camp. Family, I've got two young kids, so it's definitely a great way to go. We've got a camper. We'll be out camping a couple weeks, and then out in August for a week. And
well, cheers, Dave.
Cheers, yeah. Thanks for coming. So, How's the Radler?
It's good for a hot day like this.
Yeah, definitely quaffable, and you
yeah, for a heat wave.
Yeah, refreshing.
It's a bit lower alcohol too, so you're not
Refreshing.
going to get, you have a quick drink or whatever. You're not going to be kind of sideways, but you can definitely enjoy a couple of them. So.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Later it comes later, dear, for many of us. Promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet. Just close your eyes and know beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me
Who are you and why are we here?
We're here at Fanshawe Park to hang out with Kevin Callan, the star of the show. I'm Chris from Nova Craft, and this is Sarah.
That's fantastic. So, Chris, you're the new guy still.
Still the new guy.
Yeah.
2.5 years later.
Do they say that to you at work?
No. At work, they wish that the old guy was back.
And Sarah, what do you do at Nova Craft?
I'm the marketing manager. So I manage our social channels and all of our website content, our ambassador relationships, that kind of thing.
And we're going to go for a nice quick paddle because it's a heat wave at Fanshawe right now.
It is. It's very warm.
Yeah, we're just worried about the dogs. So, we thought we'd just go for a quick paddle. And also because, I'm in the area and, you're good friends of mine. So I just wanted to go and visit and go for a paddle for once.
Always good to see you.
But you're too busy making canoes.
It's been ridiculous, in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, demand is incredible worldwide for paddle sports, canoes in particular.
So who are the people buying the canoes right now?
From us, it's mostly dealers, but their customers are everybody from retirees, families, young families, trying something new. People who were spending their vacation dollars or planning to spend their vacation dollars elsewhere are now spending them in their home province or country and looking to the outdoors to make it happen.
And that's a good thing?
It's a great thing.
Do you think this is just sort of a wave and then it will go away after a while? Or?
I think that some people are trying it for the first time and they'll get hooked like we all did. But there's sure to be a few that'll go back to their ways. There may be a couple kayaks on Kijiji. The canoes are keepers though.
Kristine, what's going on?
What's happening is I had to bring my blow-up air mattress this time.
And why?
Because I had to save space.
How big was your other mat you brought?
It was big. It was large.
Like,
But it was either the air mattress or Oliver, so I chose Oliver.
and you didn't have to blow up your other one.
No. It was self-inflating. It did take up a fair amount of space though. So I do enjoy this air mattress. I've used this one many times before on our trips.
Which one is it?
It's a Climate Static V. This is just their basic one.
Yeah.
It's not insulated or anything. We don't need that for this trip. It's actually very comfortable. And it's very small. There's its bag.
So compare that to the one you brought the first part of the trip.
Oh, it was like large. It was like the size bigger than our tent bag.
Twice the size of the tent bag.
Yeah. Are you cooking dinner?
You look like you're going to pass out. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Hey, Kristine, ready?
Oh,
it's coming in.
What was that?
Want to try it again?
No.
Okay, campers, just to make a note here, before you leave your campsite to go home, you should put your fire out. This is what our neighbors did. That's crazy. Wow, they had a bunch of kids with them, and they just taught those kids, this is what you do, this is not what you do. And yeah, it's contained. It's not going to go anywhere, but it's a heat wave, like a massive heat wave. And I'm surprised there's no fire ban actually, but I'm worried about them going on their first interior trip and doing the same thing. See what happens? Yeah, and the whole forest goes up in flames.
And you have a story you were starting to tell me.
Yes. Story time tonight.
Story time.
Yes. So it's a very small world. Like there's billions of people in this world, but we all have the community of outdoor people. So I've been teaching at the college for well over 30 years part-time, and I called my students today, a wife of a student today, and that's kind of cool. But also I met the superintendent of Fanshawe. The last time I saw him was in 1991, and he was telling the staff the story that happened to him and I. And yes, I'm Scottish-Irish, I'm a writer, I exaggerate stories, I get it, I know that, I'm proud of it actually. And there's some times where I exaggerate the truth. What happened to him and I did not exaggerate, and it was so great for listening to him tell the story to his staff. I'm thinking, yeah, that happened. So in 1991, I was doing a solo trip down the Missinabie River from Lake Superior all the way to James Bay, and I got to Missinabie Lake, and I was in my 20s, like I was just a kid, right? And I was a little nervous about what I was doing, but I still wanted to do it, and I got to Missinabie Lake, and it's a huge lake, really incredible lake, and I didn't see anybody, and all of a sudden I see this big tugboat going across the lake, and it was the M&R tugboat that was actually used out by James Bay, but it was then used inland on Missinabie Lake for something, I don't know. But this tugboat was like across the middle of Missinabie Lake, and there I am solo paddling, and he's tugging this boat across. And I see this guy yelling in the back of the boat. He's in the back of the boat, and so what's going on? What's going on? All of a sudden, the tugboat stops, runs out of gas. Not that far from where they're supposed to get to, and all of a sudden, the boat, it was a fishing motorboat that he was tugging, started sinking like the Titanic, right? And the guy that was in the boat, I think he was inebriated because he was just worried about his smokes. I don't want my smokes wet. Don't get my smokes wet. And then he fell in the water. So this park ranger that was like he's like, oh, what do I do? So he looks at me, of course, like, again, this is the middle of nowhere, right? He looks at me and said, can you help me? So the motion that I was getting is like, you go get the guy, then while you're doing that, I'll put gas in the motorboat, and then I'll get this motor going, and I'll pull his boat out of the sinking mode. Got it. And it was all to do with just facial expressions from the distance, right? So he's doing that. I'm paddling over to this guy that's, where's my smokes? Where's my smokes? And so his whole boat's going down. And a generator too that he had. So I go over to help the guy out. So this guy's swimming around, and he doesn't have his PFD on, but there is a PFD floating. But he's grabbing for my canoe, like in desperation, right? And man, I'm like, I'm not going down with this guy. And I shouldn't tell this story. I got my paddle, whack, and I hit him in the head. And I went, calm down. I go, I will save you, but do not come near me right now. Are we clear?
Oh my God, Kevin.
So, and I looked over at the superintendent that I met today. I haven't seen him since 1991, right? And he goes, yeah, I remember you doing that. Because he goes, that was my same idea. Like, do we save him? Do we die saving him? Like those things happen, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I dragged him to shore. That got a superintendent filled up with gas, got the motor going, pulled that water, pulled the sinking boat out of the water, got everybody to shore. Everything was fine. And then today, going to Fanshawe Park on some Southwestern camping tour, and he comes in and he goes, hey staff, I know Kevin, I got a story from 1991. And he tells that story. It's like, yeah. I wonder whatever happened to the guy. Save my smokes, save my smokes. But we saved him. And this is a weird look for me right now. It's really hot.
I was going to say you're rocking a new look there tonight.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't.
It's kind of growing on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You're lying. Kristine, it's getting dark. My camera's probably not even showing but I can't make this stuff up.
I need to get in the tent now.
What happened? What happened?
Okay, so like the north has bears and Southwestern Ontario has groundhogs. And like I think I'm just not used to them. But they're like so like they don't care that you're around. And it almost like bothers me that they're not afraid of me. Like they're just like, oh hi, you're in my space. I got some photos.
The groundhog can't harm you.
Are you sure they don't bite or anything like that?
No, they go for the jugular.
They have big teeth. I know that. Like a beaver, don't they? They're like a beaver without the tail. They're almost the same thing, right?
I like to firmly state that all she's at right now is ice and water all day.
It's hot.
The heat's getting to her head, but like this is her. Unedited, what do they call raw?
Raw.
Yeah. Without anything except water and ice in the heat wave.
I got some photos and video.
Okay.
That's not the only thing I saw on the way to the bathroom. I'll tell you about the rest of it when you turn the camera off.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.